Good afternoon. This is Kerry Hauber for the Gator Network. We are live here in Port Allegany as the Port Allegany Gators baseball team gets ready to host the Coudersport Falcons. So the first pitch is a strike. We have Derek Smith on the mound for the Gators. Second pitch is fouled out of play for an 0-2 count. So for Coudersport, we have Mitchell Taylor up to bat, number 13. 0-2 count. Outside for a ball, 1-2 now. So Derek Smith on the mound for the Gators. Chase Boyd is catching. We'll get the infield here in just a second. Taylor fouls that out of play. So at third base we have Aiden Bliss, shortstop Nick Wilfong, second base Kellen Vayu, first base Tyler Philhart, left field Levi Howard, center field Liam Hauver, right field Jake Causer. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike three, so a quick out for the Gators. So the number 2 batter for Coudersport is Bradley Stilson. Stilson grounds that to Vayu at second, who bobbles it. And Stilson's going to be safe at first base. So the Falcons have a runner on first with 1 out. That's going to bring up the number 3 batter, Mason Ressner. Stilson gets his lead off of first. Derek Smith checks over. Swing for a strike on the first pitch, 0-1 count. Smith throws over. Stilson is back safely. So the 0-1 to Ressner. Ressner fouls that out of play down the third baseline. It's going to be an 0-2 count to Ressner. Smith has been efficient so far. I think he threw 1 ball to the leadoff batter. And Stilson grounded to second, so it's been all strikes. Ball high. The 1-2 pitch. Ressner hits that to the third baseman, Bliss, who fires over to Vayu. They're going to get Stilson out at second, and Ressner's going to be safe at first. So 2 men down for the Falcons. That brings up the cleanup batter. So this is Van Vladriken, the cleanup batter. Inside, ball 1. Ressner gets his lead. He takes off for second. Throw down from Boyd, and Ressner's going to be in under the slide, or under the tag. So the Falcons are threatening in the top of the first. Man in scoring position. 2 men down. Van Vladeriken pops that up to first base. Tyler Philhart tries to track it down. And the right fielder and the first baseman crash into each other, and that falls to the ground. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So the right fielder Jake Causer and the first baseman Tyler Philhart collide, trying to go for a foul ball. It drops to the ground for a strike, so it's going to be a 2-1 count to Van Vladeriken. Two men out. Ressner on second for the Falcons. Smith checks the signs. Catches the outside corner for strike 2. 2-2 count. That is fouled out of play. Remains a 2-2 count. Van Vladeriken powers that up the middle. Vayu slides over, makes the play over to Philhart for the out. Good play. Vayu redeems himself for the earlier miscue, but great play there to field it and fire it over to Philhart. So after a half an inning, the score is 0-0, and we will be back for the bottom of the first inning. Okay, we're back getting ready to start the bottom of the first inning. Port Allegany is hosting the Coudersport Falcons for the league title. The Northern Allegany Conference, Port Allegany comes in 10-0. Coudersport 10-1. Their lone loss to the Gators at Cart Park earlier in the year. So last year Coudersport won the league, and the year before Port Allegany and Smethport shared the league title. So it'll all be decided tonight. So we have Mason Ressner on the mound for the Falcons. The leadoff batter for the Gators is Kellen Vayu. Vayu fouls that down the third baseline, out of play. Gators started slow yesterday against the Johnsonburg Rams, so we'll see if they can put a little pressure on the Falcons early. Vayu powers that one down third, so Ressner's up 0-2 on Vayu. Curveball high for ball one. 1-2 count. So we have Ressner on the mound, McClintock the catcher. We'll get the rest of the infield and the outfield here in just a second. Outside Vayu, so at third we have Van Vladriken, we have Taylor at shortstop, Wetzel, the second baseman, Gavin Ressner, the first baseman. We'll get the outfield here. Ball high, 2-2 now. Kratzer in left, Fowler in center, and Bradley Stilson in right. Ball high to Vayu. So good battle there by Vayu. Got down 0-2 and worked his way back. Earns the walk, so he ends up on first base. The number 2 batter, Nick Wilfong, heads to the batter's box. We'll see if the Gators can put a little pressure on the base paths. So Vayu takes his lead. Ressner checks over. Wilfong fouls that down the first base line, out of play. So 0-1 to Wilfong. The throw over. Good job by Coudersport to throw over there. Vayu's an aggressive base runner, so gets his lead. Little squib hit. Wilfong heads for first. The throw is off the mark. Here comes Vayu to third, rounding the base. He's going to get held up. So tough play for Coudersport. Throw is off the mark. And the Gators have runners at the corners now, first and third. That's going to bring up the number 3 batter, Aiden Bliss. So nobody out. Good opportunity for the Gators. So Wilfong's probably heading for second here. Ressner checks over. There goes Wilfong. So the first pitch was a called strike, so 0-1 to Bliss. Bliss hits that to the second baseman, Wetzel. Here comes Vayu from third. And the Gators have their first run on the board. So 1 man down now for the Gators. Wilfong is able to advance from second to third. That is going to bring up the cleanup batter, the pitcher, Derek Smith. So to start the season, Derek Smith started lower in the order, and he's just been playing really good baseball and has worked his way up the lineup. Finds himself as a cleanup batter now. Good bunt by Smith. Wilfong checks. They throw to first. Here comes Wilfong, play at the plate, and he's safe. Good base running by Wilfong. I thought he was going to come initially. He held up. Smith is out at first, but the Gators are able to plate their second run of the inning. And that brings up the number 5 batter, Levi Howard. Ball inside and high for ball 1. One out to Howard. Inside again to Howard. 2-0. Howard with a hit to the pitcher Ressner, who fields it and throws over to his brother for out number 3. So after 1, Port Allegany's in the lead, 2-0. So we'll be back for the top of the second inning. Okay, so we're back here for the top of the second inning. After 1, Port Allegany is in the lead 2-0. Derek Smith on the mound for the Gators. And up to bat is number 15, Kratzer. First pitch is a ball outside. Nice pitch by Smith. 1-1 now to Kratzer. Catches the outside corner for strike 2. 1-2 to Kratzer. Smith has been pretty efficient for the first few batters here. Ball high. 2-2 now to Kratzer. Kratzer slaps that to the second baseman, Vayu, who is right there to make the play. So that is out number 1. Good play by Vayu. Good contact by Kratzer to put it in play. That's going to bring up number 24, Lawson Wetzel. Wetzel powers that to left field, but Levi Howard is camped out underneath it to make the out. So 2 quick outs for the Falcons. Good shot there by Wetzel. That is going to bring up Thomas McClintock, the catcher. First pitch is a ball high. 1-0 count. McClintock fouls that out of play. 1-1 count. So 2 men down. Smith efficient so far, 24 pitches on the day. McClintock powers that to right field. Causer goes to make the play and catches it right on the line. So good job by Jake Causer to make the play, and it's 3 up and 3 down. And we'll be back for the bottom of the second inning with Port Allegany in the lead, 2-0. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the second inning. We are live from Larry Brundage Memorial Field at Moose Park in Port Allegany. Port Allegany hosting the Coudersport Falcons. Score is 2-0. Port Allegany. Tyler Philhart up to bat for the Gators. Mason Ressner on the mound for the Falcons. Philhart with a shot in between center and right. Is that going to drop? Oh, good play by Bradley Stilson, the right fielder, to slide over and make that play. So good shot by Philhart, good play by Stilson. That's 1 quick out for the Gators. So that's going to bring up the senior Tatum Royce. Nice curveball by Ressner for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2, 0-2 count. Ressner checks the signs. Royce fouls that out of play to stay alive. 0-2 count. Ooh, thought it was a ball low, but my opinion doesn't matter. It's all up to the umpires. So that was strike 3. 2 men down. That brings up the number 8 batter, Chase Boyd. Boyd hits that right to the center fielder, Fowler, who makes the play. So it's 3 up, 3 down for the Gators. And after 2, it is Port Allegany 2, Coudersport nothing. We'll be back for the top of the 3rd. Okay, we're back here for the top of the 3rd inning. Score is Port Allegany 2, Coudersport nothing. Defensively for the Gators, Derek Smith on the mound, Chase Boyd catching, Aiden Bliss at 3rd, Nick Wilfong at short, Kellen Vayu at 2nd, Tyler Philhart at 1st, Levi Howard in left, Liam Hauver in center, and Jake Causer in right. So the leadoff batter for the Falcons is Gavin Ressner, the first baseman. Ball high for the first pitch, 1-0 count. Nice pitch by Smith, catches the outside corner, 1-1 count. Just a bit high. Thought maybe he caught the top of the strike zone. 2-1 count. That's a ball high for ball 3. Three and 1 to Ressner. That's a pitch right down the middle for strike 2. That loads the count, 3-2. Inside corner for strike 3. Good battle there by Derek Smith to get the strikeout. So 1 man down for the Falcons. That's going to bring up Logan Jackson. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 0-1. Another nice pitch by Derek Smith for strike 2. 0-2, way up in the count here. See if maybe he goes to the curveball or it's a ball high. 1-2 now. That's going to be a ball inside and high. 2-2. Jackson fouls that out of play. 2-2 count. So we want to thank our Gator fans for tuning in. Thank the Falcon fans for tuning in and anybody else around the district. Just missed the outside corner. 3-2 to Jackson. Good battle. That's going to be a ball low, so Jackson is able to battle back after being down 0-2. So, one man down for the Falcons. Jackson on first. That's going to bring up Mitchell Taylor for the Falcons. The throw over to first. Jackson takes his lead. Smith checks over. Throw down from Boyd. And they got him. Good throw down by Boyd. Good tag. And the Falcons have 2 outs now.
Okay, Mitch, let's go.
So Taylor up to bat now. 0-1 count. That's a ball low. 1-1. Taylor with a shot to Wilfong, who bobbles it, throws over to first, and he's able to make the out. So good job by Wilfong to recover. So as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Port Allegany is in the lead 2-0. We'll be back after a short break. Okay, we're back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning. Score is 2-0, Port Allegany. So up to bat is the number 9 batter, the right fielder Jake Causer. For the Falcons, Mason Ressner's on the mound. Thomas McClintock is the catcher. Inside to Causer for ball 1. Inside again to Causer. So 2-0 to Causer. So around the horn, Van Vladriken at 3rd, Mitch Taylor at short, Wetzel at 2nd, and Gavin Ressner at first base. Curveball outside, 3-0 count. In left, we have Kratzer, Fowler in center, and Bradley Stilson in right. Inside and high, so ball 4 to Causer, and the Gators have a leadoff batter on first, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Kellen Vayu. Vayu, I believe, walked in his first at-bat and was able to score the first run for the Gators. Ressner with the throw over, almost catches Causer off guard. Vayu fouls that down the 3rd base line and out of play. So 0-1 to Vayu. Ressner's only thrown 25 pitches so far. even with the 2-0 lead, the hits that the Gators have had, they've been early in the count. Ball low, 1-1. Causer takes his lead, the throw over. The throw is off the mark. Causer thought about heading to second. Coach Daniels holds him up. So 1-1 to Vayu. Vayu hits that to center field. Fowler makes a leaping grab. Good shot by Vayu. Good catch by Fowler. Had him played perfectly. Shaded a little bit over to for Vayu to pull it. And Causer has to hold up at first. So 1 man down. Nick Wilfong up to bat. Wilfong with a hit to second base. Wetzel fields it over to the shortstop, but Wilfong is going to be safe at first. So 2 outs now for the Gators. Wilfong on first, and that brings up the number 3 batter, Aiden Bliss. Gators looked like they were in business with the leadoff batter getting a walk. Ball in the dirt. Wilfong heads to second. Ball kicks away from the catcher. So the Gators have a man in scoring position. We'll see if Bliss can find a gap here and plate Wilfong. Gators in the lead 2-0. Ball low. So 2-0 to Bliss. Bliss hits it to the first baseman Ressner. Nice play. And makes a diving attempt for first base and beats Bliss to the base for out number 3. So good job by Gavin Ressner to make the play there for out 3. And we head to the top of the 4th inning with Port Allegany in the lead 2-0. Okay, we're back here at the top of the 4th inning. Port Allegany in the lead 2-0. Good battle so far between the Gators and the Falcons. The leadoff batter this inning will be Bradley Stilson, the right fielder. Stilson fouls that out of play for strike one. Stilson reached base in the first inning with a hit to the second baseman that was bobbled, and he was able to be safe on the play. Inside for ball one. One and one. Fouls that down the first baseline. 1-2 to Stilson. Smith at 44 pitches on the day. Smith checks the signs. Hits that to the third baseman Bliss across the diamond to Philhart for out number one. Good hit by Stilson to put it in play. Good scoop and throw by Aiden Bliss. We have one man down. That brings up the pitcher, Mason Ressner. Inside to Ressner for ball one. Same spot, but Ressner takes a swing at it and fouls that out of play for strike one. 1-1. Ball high, 2-1 count. Ressner with a shot to the center fielder, Liam Hauver, who camps out underneath it and makes the catch for out number two. It's a good play by Hauver for out number two. That's going to bring up the cleanup batter, Danny Van Vladriken. Curveball for strike one. The 0-1 pitch. Van Vladriken fouls that out of play for strike two. So Smith is up 0-2 in the count. Coach McClintock is going to conference with Van Vladriken. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Okay, so after a conference between the coach and the batter, it's an 0-2 to Van Vladriken. Ball high. 1-2 now. Two men down. Inside, but Van Vladriken fouls that out of play. So 1-2 count. Nice curveball, but a little bit low. 2-2. Thought that might be the one, but that's ball three. Full count, 3-2. That's a ball low, skips past the catcher. So the Falcons have a runner on first now. That's going to bring up the number 5 batter. Kratzer, I believe. Yep, Kratzer's the batter now. So 2 men down. Runner on first. He heads for second. Throw down from Boyd. And Van Vladeriken is safe at second. So the Falcons have a runner in scoring position. That's a ball low. So we'll have a mound conference. We'll take a short break here. Okay, we're back. So 2-0 count to Kratzer. Van Vladeriken on second, 2 men down. Ball high, 3-0 count. Nice pitch by Smith for strike 1, 3-1 count. Swing and a miss, throw down to third, and he's going to be out. Good shot by Boyd for out number 3. So the Gators are able to survive the 4th, go through the heart of the Falcon order. And as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is Port Allegany 2, Coudersport 0. Okay, we're back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Score is 2-0 Port Allegany over the visiting Coudersport Falcons. It's going to be 4, 5, 6 batters for the Gators. Derek Smith, Levi Howard, and Tyler Philhart. Nice shot by Smith. Over the left fielder's head. That's going to drop. Smith is going to head for second. Coach is going to hold him up at second. So good shot by Derek Smith. A leadoff double for the Gators. So Derek Smith on second, Levi Howard up to bat. Nobody out. First pitch is a ball outside. The 1-0 to Howard. Ressner steps off the mound to get Smith back to second base. So the 1-0 to Howard now. Inside for ball 2. Howard fouls that out of play for strike 1. Through three plus innings, Ressner's only at 35 pitches. He's been efficient so far. Howard fouls that out of play for strike 2. So 2-2 to Howard. Nobody out. A defensive swing right back at the pitcher. Here comes Smith around third. He's going to score. And the Gators are in the lead now, 3-0. Good hit by Levi Howard right back up the middle. So we'll have a mound conference here. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nobody out. Levi Howard on first. Tyler Philhart up to bat for the Gators. Ressner checks the signs. Well, I was going to say inside, but strike 1 to Philhart. Philhart slaps it to Wetzel at second. Wetzel with a scoop over to Ressner for the out. So 1 man down for the Gators. Howard advances to second base. That's going to bring up Tate and Royce. Inside to Royce, but he fouls it towards the dugout for strike 1. Ressner throws inside a lot, catches that inside corner. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 1 man down now for the Gators. That's going to bring up Chase Boyd. I think Boyd has thrown 2 runners out on the base paths. So we've got Boyd, the 8 hitter, and the number 9 hitter, Jake Causer, on deck. But There's two men down. Swing and a miss for strike one. Okay, so there was a check swing by Boyd. Home plate umpire thought he held up, but the base umpire thought he went, so that's strike one. Boyd fouls that out of play for strike two. Oh, 2 count. Runner on second. 2 men down. Inside to Boyd, kicks away from the catcher. Thought maybe the Gators would advance to third, but so we're going to have a mound conference between McClintock and Ressner. Nice curveball for strike three. So the Gators strand one, and after 4 innings, the score is Port Allegany 3 and Coudersport 0. So we'll be back for the top of the 5th inning. Okay, we're back here for the top of the 5th inning. First pitch is a ball inside. The 1-0 pitch. Another pitch inside, so 2-0 count to Kratzer. So that's a strike, so 2-1 now to Kratzer. Kratzer with a shot to Bliss at third, the throw across the diamond. Good stretch by Philhart, and Bliss has made his second nice play of the day. Good job over there at the hot corner. Bliss has done the majority of the catching duties up until about, 3-4 games ago, and then Boyd took over at catcher and Bliss slid into third. So 1 man down, Lawson Wetzel up to bat. Wetzel had a nice hit to left field that was caught by Levi Howard. Curveball high. Wetzel with a shot to left field again. And Howard makes the catch below his knees there. So Wetzel's had 2 nice shots to Howard. Howard has made 2 nice plays out there. So 2 men down for the Falcons. And now the catcher, Thomas McClintock. Inside for the first pitch. The 1-0 pitch. Thought maybe caught the outside corner there, but 2-0, sorry. McClintock with a shot to right field. Causer heads over. The diving attempt just out of reach. So that was a long foul ball. So it'll be a 2-1 count now to McClintock. Good effort by Causer. Ball low. So the 3-1 count here to McClintock. Inside for ball 4. So McClintock on first. 2 men down. We're going to have a courtesy runner. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Gavin Ressner. Okay, so we're back. Gavin Ressner up to bat for Coudersport. A pinch runner on first. We're not sure. First pitch is a ball high, 1-0 now. 2 men down. Gators in the lead, 3-0. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Smith. 1-1 count. Ball high, 2-1. The throw over to first. Almost got him. The throw down from Boyd to Vayu, and that's going to get the runner. Oh, but it kicks away. Nice throw by Boyd. The runner was done, but the ball is able to pop out of the second baseman's glove, and he is safe at second. So now we have a 3-1 count, 2 outs. Smith at 77 pitches on the day. Swing and a miss for strike 2, so it's a full count now. 3-2. catches the inside corner for strike 3. So good job by Derek Smith to battle back. It was a 3-1 count and was able to work his way back and get the strikeout. So after 5, Port Allegany remains in the lead 3-0 over Coudersport. So we'll be back for the bottom of the 5th. Okay, we're back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. The score is Port Allegany 3, Coudersport 0. The leadoff batter for the Gators will be the number 9 batter, the right fielder, Jake Causer. Causer slaps out to the third baseman. The throw across the diamond is over the head of Ressner. Causer thought about heading for second, but smartly holds up at first. And the Gators have the leadoff batter on. So good opportunity here for the Gators. Top of the order, Kellen Vayu up to bat. So Ressner's only at 47 pitches through 4+ innings. The throw over to Causer is off the mark. Skips past the first baseman. Causer heads for second, thinking 3. And he's going to hold up there at second. So now the Gators have a runner in scoring position. Good opportunity here for the Gators. Vayu hits that right to the shortstop. Causer's going to head from second to third. And Vayu digs for first, and he's safe. Good hustle play by Vayu. So nobody out, and the Gators have runners at the corner, first and third. So we're going to have a mound conference. We'll take a short break and be right back. Okay, we're back. Bottom of the 5th inning. Gators have runners at first and third. Causer on third, Vayu on first. Nick Wilfong up to bat. Ressner steps off to hold the runners in their place. Vayu takes his lead off of first. He's probably heading to second. There he goes. That's behind Wilfong. So that's a ball. So 1-0. Ball low. 2-0 to Wilfong. Another ball low. Here comes Causer. Might have a play at the plate. Causer with a diving slide. Good hustle play by Causer. So that makes it 4-0 Port Allegany. And Vayu smartly advances from second to third. So it's a 3-0 count on Wilfong. Nobody out. That's another ball low. Here comes Vayu. He's going to score the 5th run. And Wilfong heads to first with a base on balls. So still nobody out. Aiden Bliss up to bat now for the Gators. So Wilfong takes his lead. Ressner's going to throw over. Ball high, the throw down. And Wilfong is in safe with a stolen base. So the Gators are threatening again. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Bliss up to bat, 1-0 count. Curveball catches the inside corner for strike one. 1-1 count. Curveball low. 2-1. Wilfong takes his lead off a second. That's a ball inside and high to Bliss. That's going to be a 3-1 count now. Inside to Bliss. Ball 4, he's going to head to first. And the Gators still have nobody out. So the coach and pitcher are going to have a mound conference, and we'll be back after a short break. Okay, we're back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Port Allegany in the lead, 5-0 over to Coudersport. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Cleanup batter Derek Smith up to bat. Thought that was an inside pitch for a ball, but catches the inside corner for strike one. Oh, they're going to say it was a foul tip. So a defensive swing by Smith fouls it off. So the umpire is going to say that it was foul tipped, so the runners are going to go back to their bases, and we're going to have an 0-2 count coming up on Smith. So the camera got adjusted here. We'll try to adjust it between innings here. The throw over to first. Ooh. Bliss just gets back under the tag. Good pickoff move by Ressner. Smith with a foul tip to stay alive in the at-bat. Outside for ball one. 1-2 to Smith. Smith with a shot over the leaping third baseman. Here comes Wilfong. Bliss is heading to third. And Derek Smith is in with a stand-up double. Good shot by Derek Smith right over the third baseman. So that extends the lead to 6-0 Port Allegany. As I mentioned in the pregame, Port Allegany comes in 10-0 in league play. Coudersport 10-1, their lone loss to the Gators up in Carr Park earlier in the season. So if the Gators are able to win today, they will capture the league title. First pitch is a ball high. Here comes Bliss. No play at the plate. And the Gators extend their lead to 7-0. So Derek Smith advances to third base, so the Gators have another runner on third. So we're going to have a position change here for Coudersport. Wetzel's going to come in, and number 4 is going to go out. We'll get a name here once they update it in Game Changer. Okay, so we're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Score is 7-0 Port Allegany. Nobody out. Derek Smith on third for the Gators. And Levi Howard up to bat. Nice pitch for strike one. Little curveball that catches the inside corner. 0-1 count to Howard. Inside and high. 1-1 count. Gators have been able to score 2 or 3 on pass balls. Curveball catches the inside corner as well. So strike 2 to Howard. Tough for the batter there. You want to bail out, but then it loops back in for a strike. Outside. So full count, 3-2. Nobody out. Howard with a shot right back at Ressner, and that's going to sneak through the infield, and that's going to plate Derek Smith for the 8th run of the day. So the Gators are hitting this inning. So nobody out. Levi Howard on first, and the number 6 batter, Tyler Philhart. First pitch is a strike. Low part of the strike zone. Inside and low for ball 1, 1-1. Ball high, 2-1 count. So Ressner is at 70 pitches so far. He was efficient through the first 4 or so. Howard takes off for second. Philhart with a shot to third. The throw across the diamond is off the mark. Howard's going to head for third. Philhart's going to remain at first. So the Gators have runners at the corners again, first and third, nobody out. So that's going to bring up Tyler Crincy for his first at-bat of the day. So I think he is subbing for Taten Royce. So 8-0, bottom of the 5th. Runners at the corners, nobody out. I don't know if that was a designed hit and run, but Howard was taking off for second. Philhart with the hit to third, then the throw across the diamond. Coudersport's not able to make the play, and Howard advances to third. So, if the Gators are able to add 2 runs, it'll be a 10-run lead, and that'll end the game. Philhart's going to take off for second. The throw down, cut off by the second baseman, and the Gators have runners on second and third. So if Crincy can get a base hit here to the outfield, that could plate 2, and that could be it. Don't want to think too far ahead, but inside corner for strike 1, 1-1 count. Crincy fouls that back for strike 2, 1-2 count. Inside and high for ball 2, 2-2 count. Crincy with a shot up the middle. Here comes Howard. I thought Philhart was going to head for home. That was going to be run 10 potentially. But the Gators have runners on the corners, first and third. So good shot by Tyler Crincy. That makes it 9-0 Gators. So I think we're going to have a pitching change. We'll be back here after a short break. Okay, we're back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Port Allegany in the lead, 9-0 over Coudersport. Runners at the corners, first and third. Quincy on first, Phil Hart on third, Chase Boyd up to bat. We just had a pitching change. Lawson Wetzel in on the mound for the Falcons. First pitch is a strike, and Quincy heads to second. So the Gators need to plate one more runner, and that will be a 10-run victory. Boyd was thinking bunt, pulls back. So 1-1 to Boyd. If he does try to bunt, I think he has an opportunity to maybe push it towards the right, or first base, I mean. So ball high, 2-1. Boyd with a shot to third. Van Vladriken comes home. Quincy's got to head back to second. So good play by Van Vladriken, because if he would have thrown to first, Phil Hart would have scored, and that would have been it. So good heads-up play by Van Vladriken. So the bases are loaded now. Boyd on first, Quincy on second, Phil Hart on third, and the number 9 batter, Jake Causer, up to bat. So still nobody out. Great opportunity here for the Gators. Causer with a bunt. Here comes Phil Hart, and Phil Hart's in safe. And that's the game. So the Gators score their 10th run of the game. Good bunt by Causer, the game winner. Phil Hart with a good base running from third. And your Port Allegany Gators are the Northern Allegany Conference champions. So the Gators have won the league title for 2025. Last year, 2024, the Falcons won. And in the year before, the Gators and the Smethport Hubbers split the league title. So congratulations to the Gators. They will play Friday in Smethport. We will be broadcasting that game. So the Gators will play Friday against Smethport, and then they will head to the playoffs. I've heard through the grapevine that game might be on Tuesday, so we will hope to be on the road to bring that game to you. So congratulations to the Port Allegany Gators. Pretty good year for Gator athletics. Football league champs, district champs, wrestling league champs, baseball league champs, girls basketball league champs, and both the girls and boys soccer teams made the playoffs. Boys basketball team made the playoffs, so good year all around for Port Allegany Athletics. We appreciate you tuning into the Gator Network. We thank the Gator fans for tuning in, the Falcon fans for tuning in, and anybody else that wanted to watch some good baseball. So we'll be back on Friday as the Gators take on the Smethport Hubbers, and then hopefully we'll be broadcasting for the playoffs. So this is Kerry Hauber for the Gator Network. Thank you for tuning in.